Today we're going to build a stool, but not just any stool, a shop stool. So I stayed as close to this plan as I could. There are a couple things that I changed. I think in the video I have 9 spindles just like here, but I only used 8. Other than that, all of these measurements pretty much stayed the same, so you can go ahead and copy those if you want. As far as the nuts, bolts, and washers go, these are 3/4 inch and I have 36 of each. This tubing is 1 1/4 by 1 1/4 or roughly 32 millimeters. So I was doing some work out in the pole building. That's why my saw's out here. And unfortunately, it's better to do it out here than it is in the garage because of the mess. Here I have a couple pieces of metal bent up. That way I can raise my cut piece up to the height of my saw. So I bought these pieces of rebar pre-cut thinking that it was going to be over 2 feet because you can buy 2-footers. Well, I ended up changing the drawing and now I need exactly 2 feet. And if I would have been smart about it, I would have just bought a 10-footer and cut them down in the parking lot. And of course these are all different sizes, so I can't just cut a foot off. So I'm going to mark one at 24. Flip it around and place it in the saw until the blade touches, and then lock it in. And then here I'm just going to make a makeshift backstop. I'd cut 2 at a time, but I've had a bad experience once. I think what happened was I didn't fully clamp this. Now I'm going to set the saw to 45. Just going to cut the end off of this one. Now from the long point over, I'm going to measure 16. Draw that across so that I have something to line the blade up to. Check my measurement. Yeah, pretty close. All right, that's all of them. Let's go in the garage. Oh man, it's freezing out there. All right, we're gonna clean these up and then chamfer the edges a little bit. All right, now we can make 2 frames out of these. So this is what I do. I welded a few pieces of flat bar to the bottom of my square. That way it keeps my square elevated off of my table. And then I can take my pieces, place those right inside, use my thumbs, and keep those pieces tight to the inside of my square. And don't worry, I checked, this is still 90. So I just get 1 tack on the back corner. Then this last piece, I just throw in there until the 2 corners are even. And now I measure square. And I make sure my tacks are not in the way of my tape. 22 7/16, 22 9. So I can just tap it like this. Now I should have 22 1/2, and that'll make it even. 22 1/2. Now I'll tack the top corners. Put on my safety glasses. So let's say hypothetically my square wasn't actually square from the flat bar that I tacked on there. I really only use this as a guide. You should always be pulling square. Now we're going to weld this solid. That machine does a pretty good job. I'm surprised. Now we're going to grind off this weld and shine it up. So when I'm getting close to the end of the weld, I start feathering everything out. That way it sort of blends everything together. So now I'm going to make a pattern, or template, or whatever you want to call it, out of the sheet of metal. And so since this is 16 inches, I'm going to make my pattern 16 inches. Now I'm going to cut this pattern with my rusty snips. So now we can take our pattern, put it over the top, and flush it out on all three sides. Clamp it so it don't move. All right, now we're going to drill some holes. This drill bit needs to be a little bit bigger, but this is all I have. So I drilled these out at a 1/2 inch. And unfortunately, I need about 3/4 of an inch. That's what my step bit's for. Got so hot I had to take my hat off. So I ended up drilling about 1/4 of an inch more than what the rebar is. So I have 1/2 inch rebar, and I drilled 3/4 inch holes. Now we're going to make the seat. I'm just going to kind of mix these up in here. I'm going to make sure everything's sitting flat. That way I use up as much space as possible. Better make sure the holes are up, because the other side will be the top. We want it to sit flat. Then I'm just going to tack all that together. This part drove me nuts. I was ready to freak out. I could not get the rebar to stay in the holes. Looking back at it now, I should have had the holes on the same plane as each other. Then once all the rebar was in there, I could have turned it 90 degrees. I think that would have saved a lot of headache. I also shortened up the 4 center pieces by 1 inch. They ended up being too long, which means the outer ones were too short. And then of course I ran out of wire halfway through, so I ended up stick welding the rest of it. Okay, now that's going to be the bottom. This is my top. I ended up stick welding this because I ran out of wire. And that's why this is going to be my top. I'm going to weld these in as brackets. And then that way when we pull this out, it's only going to fit back in there one way. And I forgot to show me cutting the feet, but here they are, 4 inches tall. All right, let's get this painted. So that was way harder than I thought it was going to be. I kind of knew right away that that rebar was going to give me troubles, but it's so easy to go to the hardware store and just buy it versus waiting for your order of steel to come in. A couple things I would do differently. I'd probably change this height. That way the rebar isn't so drastic. And also with such a big hole, I had to put in a ton of weld, and I think that made the whole top shift a little bit. It's just for the garage, so it's not a big deal, but a tighter hole would have been a lot less heat. I would definitely get a bigger drill bit for the drill press. For whatever reason, I thought a 1/2 inch was gonna be fine because it's 1/2 inch rebar. I wasn't thinking. And I think lastly, I would just make sure that I had plenty of wire for my wire feeder. So overall, I think it went as well as it could have with all the issues I had to deal with. All my fault, of course, but you live and you learn. So I appreciate you guys watching, and that's it for this one. I'll see you on the next.